Tiff?
Nobody wants to talk to me, they want to talk to her.
Where's she at?
Yeah, right?
No, they don't. Okay.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
29, 20, 27, 26.
Betsy, you ready?
Do I have to make a motion?
You probably already got it turned on.
All right. Call the meeting to order. Tip, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Garvey.
Present.
Councilman Brennan.
Present.
Councilman McCain.
Present.
Councilman Stokes.
Present.
Mayor Sykes.
President, let the record reflect that we do have a quorum for the Monday, December 12th, 2022 meeting. We're down to...
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
before we begin, could I make a motion for an emergency amendment to the agenda?
you bet.
I'd like to make a motion to add the appointment of a new council president, and I'd like to place that right before the resignation of Councilman Stokes.
Copy that.
Anybody would agree?
I'd second that.
Yeah, I'll
motion.
second that.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. Can I also have you amend it and add Brock's item J to the consent agenda?
What's the reason for the
Time sensitive, they're trying to close tomorrow.
close tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll be able to act that fast. Okay, we'll get it on there. Can I make a motion to add, you said item J?
Yep.
To the,
Consent agenda.
to, I make a motion to add item 1 to new business.
Second that.
Well, there's, so, okay, so, I've got a motion and a seconded for the, adding your stuff, and then Adam, not J, I guess, now to item 1 in the new business.
Yes, I guess I didn't say what it is. It's an easement for property right.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mayor.
Go ahead.
Executive session.
Oh,
I was just going to say, Mayor, I would like
Councilwoman.
to make a motion to add our executive session to the end of the meeting, please.
All 5 sections, Councilwoman.
which section, yeah.
Yeah, we needed
All 5.
all 5 sections.
74, 206, A, B, C, D, and F.
Second.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman Stokes?
Aye.
Councilman McCain?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Garvey?
Aye.
All right, we'll run down to, we added conflicts of interest. Or wait, sorry, really quick, Brock, anything?
No, sir.
Ty?
Officer Southwest graduated from the academy on Friday. We got 3 officers in training to become certified state instructors. Lieutenant testing processing starts next week. And we got word from Post Academy today that we're 100% compliant for our recertification, so all officers are up to training and standards.
Fantastic. Shasta?
Adult craft night is tomorrow night. Please register if you want to attend. We also have a suicide prevention class. Please register on our website beforehand. Library book club is Wednesday at 6. Friends of the Library meeting is Thursday at 10:30. Dungeons and Dragons game is on Saturday at noon. And please note that the library board did let us allow staff to be off on the 24th and the 31st of this month for the holiday.
Gene, real quick.
I'd just like to thank everybody that participated in helping clean up the snow today. It was wonderful.
Fantastic. Rich?
Just Mayor, Council, not a whole bunch, just Councilwoman Garvey had a question about lagoons the other day, so I had, so as of today, there was as of today, there was 268,560,000, let's try that one more time. 268,560,000
Gallons.
Yes, that's right. 268 million, yes, there we go. Okay, I have million gallons after that, I already said all the words. So in the comparison, so in October 1st, it was like 206 million, so that was kind of our low.
Isn't it January that it kind of peaks?
It doesn't usually, because we don't start applying until March, so usually March is when we start getting,
Okay.
March, April.
Tiff?
Mayor, council, I don't have anything.
Paula?
Mayor and council, we're going through the audit. So Bailey and Company were here on site for a week, going, getting everything ready. Harrison Co. was here 3 days last week, and then they're going to return 2 additional days. So you have to be on, I don't know that they have to be, but they'll be on site for 5 days. And then they're working closely with Bailey and Company, kind of a switch over from Lisa and how she did stuff, but seems to be going smooth. We just have a lot of questions we're working through.
All right, and then we took an ICRM training last week in Boise. All department heads attended. Just FYI, it was the, what one was it? It was the
Advanced supervisor.
advanced supervisor training. So we are working on that due diligently. Council, you got anything really quick for the department heads?
Mayor,
Councilwoman Garvey?
I would like to thank Jean for getting the streets done. They were really good today. At 10 o'clock, it wasn't crazy as everybody's trying to get their kids to school, so great work. Yeah.
Mayor?
Councilman Brennan?
She totally stole my comments from me. But I say, Gene, whoever's driving the little buggy with the brush on the front is doing a good job and hauls right down the sidewalk. I want to try that machine sometime. So I'll volunteer to help.
I think it's
Jake's
Jake.
golf course.
Oh, he's doing a good job, man. I was working today. I didn't get to see him in action, but the last snowstorm, I was sitting there impressed with his work and everybody else. Good job.
All right, conflict of interest declaration. Has any council member received information pertaining to or otherwise had any contact any person regarding any items on this city council agenda? If so, please set forth the nature of said contact. Hearing none, we'll go down to consent agenda. Councilman, let's see here. Council members, what would you like to do? Is there anything you want to pull, comment, questions we can answer?
Mr. Mayor?
Councilman Brennan?
We got just a few quick questions, I hope. I'll go down in order here. On the minutes for the last city council meeting under the Fall Creek development, let me pull that out of my packet really quick. Totally dog-eared it. It's over here. Okay, I'll get there eventually here. Apologize. There was it was the motion that was made that there's a motion made by Councilman McCain. I'm just going to read the sentence because I don't know if it is written as we meant it or I just can't understand it, one of the two. The last sentence in the motion says, he amended his motion to add that the stripping of phase 2 and 3 be done at the same time to finish the berm. And then the motion was seconded. That's, what page do I refer to here? It's not really.
21626.
Yeah, there you go. Tiffany, can you help me with that?
Wasn't that the dirt?
Yeah.
Because you wanted the berm built up, he said that he thought in phase 2 he would have enough dirt to do it, but if not, he would then begin phase 3, removing the dirt to make the berm meet the height you guys were requiring.
That's the stripping of the ground, or like
Correct.
cutting
Of
the
the
surface off.
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor, council, Mayor, that was, they couldn't start any construction on phase 3 vertically until the berm was done. That was kind of what that was.
Okay.
I have that in my note. I have
That's how that's written in for final plat.
The findings of fact.
Findings of fact. Okay, strip phase 2. Okay, I'll leave that alone. Sorry, I'm a little disoriented here. This may be out of place, but the grant we're applying for a shade structure, the paperwork says location to be determined. And I totally don't know if it's allowed, but I'd like to put in a little plot for the shade structure at the pool.
That's where they're applying it for. Unless they don't get it, they'll try to see if they can get it somewhere else. But they're focusing at the pool at this time.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And then, the last comments about the Republic Services, CIP, this is not the timing for, contract, renegotiation. This is strictly a matter of fact for what's in the current contract.
Correct.
Okay, just wanna make sure. I'm good, thank you.
Council members, any other comments, questions, concerns? Hearing none.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilman Stokes?
I'll make a motion to pass the consent agenda as printed.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman Garvey?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilman Kane?
Aye.
Councilman Stokes?
Sorry, buddy. Already forgot your name, Keith.
Run down to new business, and it is the Randy Gregory, LDR and JLLC, packet. Councilman, you got any, councilmen, or council members, do you have any questions, comments, concerns on this one?
No.
Councilman McCain?
I'd just like to make one comment, that, the easement that they're asking for, a lot of that easement, we were looking at putting in, quite a while ago when, Bennett Mountain first opened up their, power plant here, to where all they're saving, as far as I'm concerned, is they're saving us the money by putting it in themselves.
All right, Council,
Yeah,
Councilman Brennan?
sorry, I've got a few comments. Just had a chance to talk to Brock today. The last part was a rushed conversation. I apologize for my tardiness there. The new easement is proposed to be a 70-foot wide traffic easement, right, for unlimited traffic going through there.
Yes.
One of my concerns is we don't know, I guess, what the intent for the new buyer will be for that land. And I don't see it going that way, but I'd like to just make it known that if it were to be residential, any type of PUD or anything like that, I would not support residential traffic being on one of our big industrial roads right there when there could be another option. When I talk about another option too, I just like to mention for this body our conversation about Veterinary Road, which is just directly to the north of Industrial Way. Veterinary Road is essentially a easement right now, which is owned by the easement is owned by the Twitchells, but the property it sits on is owned by 3 other entities. One being the City of Mountain Home, 2 being the In the Ditch Corporation, and 3 being the BLM. And so I understand that it's a potential that one of those that I just named is the buyer of the new property. And so I'm curious if we've even considered using Veterinary Road as the primary access point to the property that's being bought by John Blank here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whoever's buying that property also owns part of the property that's in that current easement already. And I bring up that other road because a 70-foot swath out of a prime industrial ground for that area, yes, it will provide access, and I don't want to deny access to that at all. I also don't think it should come as free because, again, that's prime ground for prime city-owned ground that the city could develop or lease out to another major commercial or industrial enterprise. So I guess whether we sell the easement or work on another one, which is a main drag right to their property line, this is something to consider. What else? I was going to talk about the current existing easement, but I'm fine letting that go if it gets there. Mayor, question for you. Did we have any plans as a city to use that easement that goes back to that water tank to develop our ground back there? Or would it strictly be accessed from like the pilot or somewhere else?
What did we do? We didn't discuss using that one. We wanted to keep everyone away from our water tank, right? We wanted to use the other one, the new one, if they're gonna develop that or whatnot down there. Yeah, we didn't want no one using the road where the water tank is.
Okay. Is there,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm confused about something. Was there another
Yeah, I mean,
easement road beside the Lion's Head? Or
Mayor Council, that was where it was, there's their power poles that are right there. It was gonna go back up that way, but that ended up getting switched out. So, I think when we switched properties around up there, so it just didn't keep going all the way through. And the reason that the one that we want to use now is because we really do want to keep people away from a water tank, and that's just be our access to get there, so. But yes, there was one right in between Lion's Head and the old end of in the ditch. That's where it was, something that was right there beforehand. I don't know if that was like a written down easement, but it was something that was maybe agreed to use sometime. So there really wasn't a whole bunch of planning put in up there, but I don't think that was like a written down agreement easement.
okay.
So
In the outgoing, I mean, I'd be using the right term. The easement that we're looking at getting rid of, if this is approved, the language in that talks about Loop Road. And it appears that Loop Road never got built, and it even says if it never gets built, this will happen.
yeah, so
where is that?
That was what was going up towards the tank. It would loop around and go into the property that they're talking about. So that's how that was going. So now, instead, it would go up industrial to where it would end. You would now take a left-hand turn, once you hit the Idaho Power property and go around the corner right there that way. That's which makes more sense, I think, than making a swath through there, because we have there's a big and when you talk about some of the property, we can't use it a little bit anyway, because there's a big water line that goes up there through there too. So
Where's that at?
that's along the fence line of the new in the ditch building.
That's the one we had to relocate.
Yes.
At our expense. Okay. So, Mr. Yerkey, what's the benefit to the city going forward with this plan versus potentially another plan like Veterinary Road?
The
Pros and cons of both.
The infrastructure's already there, going up to there to get around the corner. I mean, we'd have to have a whole new road and put infrastructure from the highway all the way to the back, where we already have infrastructure going all the way up there right now.
Do we have to put in the road, or would the property owner?
The property owner's gonna put in the road to go to the back.
Okay. So to you, it's simply about infrastructure being mostly there. Okay. I'll try to refer to it the same way. That the potential outgoing easement also talks about cost sharing, who will be responsible for what. The document we have now as attachment A doesn't mention anything like that. It's simply just the what do you call it? The legal description of the property. So I think it behooves us as a body to put some standards in there, or some expectations, if we're gonna give and or sell a huge 70-foot swath through our industrial ground for someone else's access.
So, Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
Councilman, so pending the decision today, the developing party is what we will refer to them as. It is on their burden to prepare the necessary legal documents to bring to this body to sign off the easement. So if you want to have it explicitly stated in there that they have the full burden of developing that roadway, that is something that you're able to have present within that.
Okay. And the full burden is truly the full burden. The water line relocation, utilities, roadway.
It would be
Built.
the developing party.
Built to the
City standards.
city standard, or what, a highway standard? Okay. So I don't imagine they're gonna be able to close tomorrow if we don't have a legal binding document signed, or,
I believe that they're going to
Stipulations.
take whatever is said here in good faith so that they can execute the sale.
okay, not knowing the stipulations that will be put on the final document?
The stipulations, I believe that the party is hoping that they hear them this evening and they understand
Okay,
what stipulations will be in place.
okay. And will the property owner, or what did you want to refer to him as, buyer? Or-
Developing partner.
Yes.
Developing party, I'm sorry. Will there be that little T intersection there as drawn? So that will be a true access to the city and for future development for us?
Yes.
And that'll be at their burden?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't have any problem with that. I think that'll give big benefit to the city.
Mayor,
Councilman Garvey?
sorry, if I can just ask a quick question before I lose my train of thought. In all of my experiences that we've been doing this in roads and infrastructure, I feel like the developer almost always is responsible. Yes?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something that where we would, as a city, as we're offering this easement, are responsible for the infrastructure.
Mayor, council, if there was something that we needed to add on that probably doesn't need to be in there, let's say we're gonna, for example, we're gonna upsize a pipe for some reason.
Sure.
We would pay for the upsized pipe, or the
Yeah.
price, but something like that. But for this, it would just be a T and intersection to be able to use, so I don't see a whole bunch there.
So once we approve the easement today, the property closes, the new owners have the understanding, we still are at liberty to, once they come back to the body to develop this property, we still have, like, they can't deviate the roads, make them small or anything like that, right?
So it would have to be as presented.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because I don't want, so, okay.
Mayor?
Councilman Brennan?
It's hard to understand as presented when it's in legal jargon. And I won't call it legal, but it's, what do you call it? Surveyor jargon. Hence 34 feet from this corner. Right, I don't get that stuff. But, Mr. Urquidy, I've seen a ton of times where there's a cost sharing involved. Like just what you said. Well, we can benefit this way and this way, so we'll buy all the pipe because it's going to help us and whatnot. I get nervous with that, right? Because then ultimately I feel like it becomes an unplanned burden of the city that falls outside of our budget. And granted, you have a public works budget, but it's an item that was not forecasted as specific. So we're going to take money away from a project you did forecast to this. So those always make me nervous, and I would want to make sure the full burden, especially if we're giving away land, is on. And I think everybody probably understands my words when I say giving away. An easement to me is as good as giving away land without selling it if we choose not to sell it.
And Mayor, Council, I think that you make a good point, Councilman Brennan. And I think with one thing too is there's enough lead time with that if, once it's there, we can see something we might have to be able to budget for. We know it's not gonna happen overnight. So those are some things that we would certainly be able, if we're gonna do something, get into our budget. But as we see this right now, it looks like that's just what we're gonna need in this bond.
And council, remember, before we spend anything that's not been budgeted, if it's something else, we gotta bring it back to you anyways for your approval, so.
Mayor?
Councilman.
Well, I see that as one big budget, right? So if they take something away from, the council doesn't approve, like, the 10th Street project in your budget, we just approve the whole budget. And so if you take away from that to put here, that won't come before us, would it?
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, but okay.
It's a big chunk of change.
Changing a capital improvement plan.
Yeah.
So any changes to our capital improvement plans has to come back to us.
Yep. All right.
Mayor?
Councilwoman Garvey.
I make a motion that we approve and grant this easement access to Randy Gridley.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any further discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I know we're drawing up the legal documents. Whether it's added to the motion or not, I would I guess I would like to add, it's not my prerogative at this time to add that, but that the full financial cost of the development will be on the developer.
Copy that.
I will amend my motion to, I'd make a motion to approve allowing the easement to Randy Gridley. However, the cost of the burden of the infrastructure, the roads, everything else, impact fees are all on the developer.
I'll amend my second.
All right, it's been motioned and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman McCain?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Garvey?
Aye.
Councilman Stokes?
Aye.
All right, would anybody like to get up and speak for 3 minutes? Hearing none, we'll go to resignation from. Oh, no, sorry, we're going to the president. Council.
Word for word. The
Sorry.
next one, don't read it word for word.
I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
El Presidente,
Mr. Mayor?
Councilman Brennan.
I'd like to say that I think this temporary assignment should be temporary until our January meeting, so that we stay on a cycle that is normal. So it'd be basically a 1 month spot. And I'd like to. I don't think there's been any discussion of this, but I'd like to ask if the council would so allow to just let Councilman Stokes pick whoever he wants for the month until our first meeting of January comes around.
Councilman Stokes, you got a recommendation?
I'd recommend Councilwoman Garvey. You know that?
There we
She'd
go.
be a great presidente.
Brad.
All right.
And with Ms. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
with that, I nominate, or make a motion to nominate Councilwoman Garvey for president of the council for 1 month.
Pro tem.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilman McCain?
Aye.
Councilman Stokes?
Aye.
Councilman Garvey?
Did you even change this?
Congratulations. All
I
right.
like to refer to her as Mrs. President now, or Ms. President, or
Madam
right, Brad.
Yes.
Madam President.
Oh, sure show.
Well, yeah, I'm resigning. I've enjoyed my time in Mountain Home. I've done some good stuff. You asked me the other day what was the best thing you've done. And after thinking about it, it was as a group deciding that the employees were the most valuable thing and giving them a raise to match inflation. And that was just to keep them at the same level of living. Working with you, Councilman McCain, Councilman Brennan, Councilman Garvey, Councilman Bundy as well, Schroeder, Fitzer, Tiff, Paula, Rich, Brock, the Chief, Ty, you're still good, Shasta, Jean, we're all missing. Shirley was awesome, and yeah, I'll miss it here. But I'm off to bigger and brighter things in your hometown. And my final words, I would like to throw my support to Mr. Green in his appointment. So don't give him too much shit. You know that? Yeah, don't give him too much shit. Oh, Betsy Sue. Thanks, Betsy Sue, back in the back doing all this work. She's probably laughing. I think I can hear her. Okay. So thank you all.
On behalf of me, it's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been real fun.
Upcoming.
Mr. Mayor, I think we should vote on his ability to resign, if we want to accept it.
Mayor. Mayor.
Councilwoman Garvey?
Brad, you're not quite off the
Don't
hook
be a
yet
stranger.
here. The council
Listen.
is listening. He's like, I'm out. See, I'm going to the bar. I got an alcohol waiting for me. The council would like to offer you our condolences.
our condolences.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, no, we all got you something, and I hope you enjoy it, and we've really appreciated working with you. And it's been fun. You've taught me a lot. I appreciate it. So enjoy.
Oh my God, he's taught you a lot.
Okay.
I know.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
I know.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm off. The chair is empty. Get up there.
see you, Brad.
Been a pleasure, Brad.
He'll probably be back next week.
I was gonna say.
He don't know what to do, he'll be back yet.
Of
Right?
course.
Doesn't he have to vote?
Yeah.
You have to vote.
Brad,
Hey, you have to vote him in.
because you've added yours, you still have to vote.
Oh my god, look at his face. This is hilarious.
We know your vote. You can shout it from the door. Stay right there.
Vote for what?
The
The replacement.
Replacement.
He's already resigned.
He's already resigned.
Yeah.
It's okay, you still need to vote.
Nah, you're good.
Bye.
That's why I wanted to do it the other way, and you didn't listen, Tim. You don't listen.
I tried. I didn't. I shouldn't have went with what he wanted.
All right, council. Consent by the city council to appoint the appointment of James Green as new city council member to fill the remaining term created by the resignation of Mr. Stokes.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Brennan.
James, let's take the hot seat for a second. we're not making it easy like Brad wanted.
Just having flashbacks, just to let you know.
I know, right? I'm a jerk sometimes. I'm sorry.
You get to use split with it.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Tell the community about yourself. Why do you want this job?
So, I'm excited to step into this role if elected, or not elected, but appointed. I've been on the library board for 4 years now, making some of those tough decisions and having those tough conversations to help the library get back into good standing with the city. And I'm proud of the work that we've done in the last 4 years. Thank you, Shasta. I mean, what would you like to know about me, pretty much?
Well, if we confirm, what's the most important thing to you as an appointed council member of the city?
Well,
What's your north? You know.
right. So my goal is to help the city become the best city it can be. There are many projects that you guys have done that just need to continue with the good work that they're doing. I will tell you that fiber is one of my biggest things. Just because it needs to happen. Nobody's going to develop a better infrastructure. I can tell you that I work from home, so anytime my internet goes out, I'm driving to Boise to go to work. Don't like to do that, because if I do that, I'm shopping out there where I could be shopping here. But that's the biggest one, but I really want to do what I can to support the city and all its departments in all the great work that they are doing.
So who's most important to you?
The city,
The city
and its residents.
and its residents. Okay. Good.
Well, I don't have, Mayor, excuse me. I don't have much to ask. I just appreciate you wanting to take the role on. It's not always easy to make these decisions, so thank you.
All right. Do I hear a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the appointment of James Green as the new city council member for the city of Mountain Home.
Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. Councilman McCain?
Aye.
Councilman Brennan?
Aye.
Councilwoman Garvey?
Aye.
Tiff, will you do the honors?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Photos. I practiced all morning because usually I fumble. She's real, no pressure. Okay, right hand. I, James Green,
I, James Green,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Idaho,
of the State of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of counselor
the duties of counselor
of the City of Mountain Home, Idaho,
of the City of Mountain Home, Idaho,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Welcome to our team,
Thank you very
Councilman.
much.
Take you to City Hall and your appointment.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can take your chair for executive session.
So, Betsy, make sure the picture says Paul in the back.
There's a lot of angling happening, but don't worry, I'll email the photos over and forward out.
Just do your final comment. You got it?
Okay, yep.
Okay. Let's go over here, shake your hand. Congratulations. Sorry, I gotta run out on you.
It's all good.
First meeting, and I'm already running out on you.
Sorry, Mayor.
Councilman Green, you lucked out. They didn't give me a key to the city for like a week. I mean, it took a long time. You got the key quick.
Councilman Stokes brought it in and I would put it on the posting.
Council, sorry, I hate to run out on you, council members, but I appreciate you. Keep doing you guys, and thank you guys. Have a good night.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going on the agenda, right? Okay.
We'll let the record reflect that the mayor is gone.
Yep.
Secretary for you. Okay. Okay, council, are there any final comments concerning our meeting tonight? Okay, I need a motion to go into executive session, please.
Madam President?
Those are your sessions.
Oh, wow.
I was looking for mine today.
Yes, Councilman Brennan?
I'd like to make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to Idaho Code 74-206, subsection 1, A, B, C, D, and F to communicate with legal counsel and general discussion.
I'll go ahead and second.
Thank you. Okay, no other questions, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Oh, you gotta call the vote.
You're good? Okay.
You'll do fine.
Okay, Councilman McCain,
Aye.
Councilman Green,
Aye.
Councilman Brennan,
Aye.
and Councilwoman